Making $2,900 trading Palantir. What's going on, guys? Welcome on into the recap video. We have $2,400 on the $200,000 account, a little over 1% there. We have $354 on the $25,000 account and $145 on the $10,000 funded account. So let us dive into the deets. Essentially, this trade popped up on me kind of quickly because I was really looking at, I wasn't expecting it, but I had marked this level off on Palantir. Well, I didn't mark, I marked this off once I took the trade or as I was taking it. But what I liked was this, and I was really just looking for where the relative strength was. And so I was looking around, and then I happened to stumble across Palantir's chart, and I was like, oh shit, this is pretty good. Not only was it strong, but we had my setup. Not only did you have that breakout right here on this consolidation, but you also had a key level right here. You broke that. There wasn't really much to the upside, and it's nearing an all-time high. As crazy as that sounds, I mean, talk about strength, right? So really, when you look at stuff that has held up very well or had bounced back very, very well on the back of the whole tariff situation, this is where my eyes become glued to. Looking back at this trade, to be honest with you, like this was a 1.79, so let's call it a 1.8. Actually, it was a bit more than, it was 1.8 because I got out at, I can tell you exactly where I got out, but the fill on the out on the sell was at exactly 110.08. So I was targeting 110. I got filled at 110.08, so I got filled 8 cents better than what I actually planned to get filled at, I guess, which is cool. So like that's real. It was almost 1.85, so almost a 2-to-1 risk reward trade, but I was thinking in the back of my head, like, you know, we could be looking maybe up towards this small volume node up here, which was just shy. That was actually 113. And my brain was leaning towards maybe like a 112 kind of number. And looking back, that's what we ended up getting by end of day. It's just, I was already out of the trade. So could have made $2 per, or more than $2, but technically speaking, I did think about it when I was initially setting the trade, but then I also thought to myself, you know what, dude? I don't want to hold this over the weekend, potentially, if that would be the case. And we've got earnings coming up. So if I get my target, like if we get my target and it's nearly a 2-to-1 risk reward trade and it's quick, like just take it. Just take it and walk away. Like that was kind of the thought process. So that's what I did. And I set that target and I was going to the gym or I was on the phone or something and it hit. And I was like, oh, cool. So I came back from the gym, checked it. I was like, oh shit, I actually made almost $3,000. Sick. But yeah, so that was really the trade. Nothing crazy. I mean, it was on the 1-day time frame. You could go to the 4-hour. The setup wasn't there on the 4-hour to me. This is too choppy. I don't like that. Clean it up on the 1 day and I go, yeah, I see it. I see it there. So yeah, the things to note on this one, we've got earnings coming on May 5th, which is Monday. So we have one more full week and then it's earnings for Palantir. So we don't want to hold through that. So by next Friday, had this trade not hit target or stop loss, by next Friday, had to be out of the trade no matter what. Chances of us being in it that long, probably low. I also knew that, you know, when I entered at 102, I mean, my downside risk was 97.58. Let's call it 97.50. Realistically here, okay, when like we could have an overnight gap down and I can get screwed. So that was a possibility. I didn't love, to be honest, how we closed this day right here. We had a very strong move. I get in, it trades up to 104, then it comes back down to 100 and change. And if you go to the 5-minute time frame on it, we did actually go into some drawdown, and it, technically speaking, overnight, this is actually into the overnight hours here, it actually got close to stopping me out. But what it did was it ended up holding that breakout point at around 99, give or take. So it kind of back tested that and then eventually bounced and had a super strong day on Thursday and then hit target on Friday and had a very strong close on Friday. So good signs on Palantir heading into their earnings. I mean, just from price action perspective. But I also thought today too, part of the other thing is to think about, we nipped target. So we technically hit target right here in the overnight hours, but I couldn't sell it because the broker I'm using, I can't sell until during regular hours. So I can't trade pre-market or after hours, which is kind of, you know, whatever you want to say. But that was a concern this morning. I was like, oh, we're getting close. And then we ended up getting it. So it was fine. But I was thinking to myself, man, if this thing ends up coming back on me, well, we're gonna have some problems here. So either way, it didn't really matter. I mean, at this point in time, though, at the open, I moved my stop loss to break even, so I wasn't going to lose. But that was that. These are the types of trades, to be honest, that they're kind of quick hitters because they have to be quick hitters, because when you get a break like that and you're keeping the stop loss tight under breaking candle low, I mean, I could trade this. I could have, where I entered it, on that candle where I did, and had a stop loss underneath the low of the consolidation, which would have been super deep. That would have been like a stop loss. If I had done that, that would have been like down here. And then to get a 1.5 to 1, I'd have to be essentially getting a new all-time high, which, to be honest, we might even get next week. But that's such a big move. So I like these because it's like either they're going to work or they're not going to work. But at the same time, you do have a tiny bit more risk on them, because if it doesn't work, well, then, you potentially risk the overnight gap down, and you maybe end up gapping down, if there's bad news, underneath your original planned stop, because you can't sell in pre-market or after hours. So there's something you have to be taking care of or being aware of. So let's dive into how the overall stuff looks. I'm going to make a monthly recap before I dip. Yeah, I should have one out. I should make one, and then it should be posted some point later on. But I'm going to be away for a couple of days at about the beginning of next month. But that's not a problem, because in the beginning of next month is Thursday, Friday. So who cares? So I don't know if this is going to be the stats for the month. It's not great. I mean, here it is. By any means, it really wasn't a great month. But you can see that, one trade makes back 3K. We're not really into huge drawdown. Like, and if I was down like 10 plus K, yeah, we can be like, oh yeah, we're not doing great here. But I mean, I'm not, so whatever. But yeah, we got some open trades currently on, which don't look bad. I think both of the open trades I have are like halfway to take profit. So technically speaking, I mean, I don't know what'll happen next week, but if those two trades, it's a low chance that they both get taken out, or that they both hit stop or take profit by end of next week. But if somehow they did, it's possible to have a green month. I think it's actually very possible to have a green month. Actually, it's likely that we have a green month if both of those trades hit target, because they're swings, so they're a little bit larger size and day trades. So yeah. I mean, they'd probably be at least 20. They'd probably make at least 2,500 each at least, which would get us to about break even. So we'll see. I don't know. Or maybe they'll go into next month and they'll whatever. Who knows? Or they could lose and I could be down even more. Who knows? But that's the deal. I'll leave a link below to TradeZilla where you can track all your stuff like this, or like I do. Code TC10 saves you 10%, and I will see you guys in the next recap. Peace.